everybody. This is the AI Breach Report 2 week comparison. That is, I'm combining May 1st and May 8th issues because I didn't do my review of them. And we are coming now to the end of this week. I've already released the AI Breach Report for Wednesday's issue. Friday's issue is coming out. So, um, first of all, I'd like to say hello and welcome back. I'm Frederick Wakliaka from Frederick Cybersecurity. Um, and today we are doing something a little different. Every Friday, the AI Breach Report delivers threat intelligence and defensive guidance to business owners and senior leaders. Today, I want to step back and look at 2 consecutive Fridays side by side, because what happened between May the 1st and May the 8th is not just a collection of separate incidents, it is a single story told in 2 chapters, and the story has a direction. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly where the AI threat landscape moved over the last 14 days and what that movement means for your organization right now. That is per se till up to the 8th. After that, we are looking to this week review, which will come out over the weekend. And then we have the weekend daily intelligence brief, and then we have the review of the daily business intelligence brief that I do on a daily basis. So everything one leads to the other. So that's how I cover business analysis happenings day by day, and cybersecurity and AI, all integrated, my 3 pillars. So I've integrated them and made them part and parcel of my newsletters, which I am promoting for medium enterprises. So 2 weeks ago, on the 1st of May, the story was this: attackers are getting inside AI tools, the frameworks, the libraries, the platforms your technical teams install and trust every day, and using those tools to steal credentials silently. Last week on the 8th of May, this is last week, today is the 15th, the story escalated. AI itself is now being used to find the vulnerabilities that those stolen credentials open, not by human researchers working for months, by AI systems working in days, only in days. So that is the shift. Last week, the week before the 8th, that was the 1st of May, showed you how credentials get harvested. This week, that is 8th May, week ending, showed you what happens when those credentials land in the hands of attackers who also have AI powered reconnaissance. The two changes connect. The threat is not random, it is sequential. Friday, the 1st of May, what the data said: the edition that went out on May the 1st opened with 2 major incidents that both had the same underlying mechanism. Attackers did not attack your organization directly, they attacked the tools your organization trusts. The first story was the Vercel and Context AI breach. Attackers exploited an OAuth misconfiguration, a flaw in the way authorization tokens were being handed, to gain access to developer environments through a trusted third-party integration. No malware, no phishing link clicked by an employee. The breach came through the integration layer itself. The second story was the Marker and Light LLM supply chain attack. Light LLM is an AI gateway library, software that sits between your organization and the large language model APIs your teams use. It was present in roughly 36% of all cloud environments at the time of the attack. Attackers compromised it as part of the same Team PCP campaign I covered in depth in April. The result, every credential passing through that gateway became visible to the attacker. AI API keys, database passwords, cloud access tokens, all of it harvested silently. The third piece of intelligence was the Proofpoint 2026 AI and Human Risk Report, which found that 42% of organizations surveyed had experienced at least one AI-related security incident in the prior 12 months. Nearly half, and most of those incidents followed the same pattern. An employee adapted an AI tool that had not been reviewed, approved, or monitored. And that tool created an exposure the security team did not know existed. What May 1st was really saying, if you strip away the technical detail and look at the structure of what happened, May the 1st was telling you this. The attack surface has moved into the AI layer. Attackers are not trying to breach your firewall. They are compromising the AI tools that already have permission to touch your sensitive systems. The credentials those tools hold are the prize. The credentials the tools hold are the prize. And the proof point data tells you that in 42% of organizations, this attack surface is already present and completely unmanaged. This was the state of play on May the 1st. Chapter 2, Friday the 8th of May. What changed in 7 days? 7 days later, the landscape shifted in a way that I want you to understand carefully. Because it is not just another breach story. On the 28th of April, just days before this edition, Wiz Research disclosed CVE 2026-3854. This was a critical remote code execution vulnerability in GitHub's internal infrastructure. Any authenticated user could exploit it with a single crafted git push command. GitHub patched its cloud service within 6 hours of learning about it. But here is the part that matters most. This vulnerability was discovered using artificial intelligence. AI augmented reverse engineering of GitHub's compiled closed source binaries. Not a human researcher with months to spare, an AI system analyzing code that human eyes had reviewed many times and missed. That is the first publicly documented case of AI discovering a critical vulnerability in production infrastructure. And at this time of public disclosure, 88% of GitHub enterprise server instances remained unpatched. The second major story on May the 8th was the Canvas ransomware incident. Shiny Hunters claims to hold 275 million education records from 9,000 institutions. Globally, Harvard, Princeton, Columbia, Georgetown among them. The breach targeted the Canvas platform's API integration layer, shutting down Canvas Data 2 and Canvas Beta. The ransom deadline is the 12th of May. As this video publishes, that deadline has already passed. I'm publishing now. So the third development was Glassworm, a malware family that evolved its command and control infrastructure to run on the Solana blockchain. The significance of that, traditional law enforcement disruption methods do not work against a decentralized immutable network. There is no server to seize. Once Glassworm establishes presence on a developer workstation, its communication channel cannot be taken down through conventional means. And then the International Monetary Fund published its formal assessment on the 7th of May, concluding that AI-powered cyber attacks have crossed the threshold from operational risk to systematic financial threat. Not a concern, not an emerging issue, a systematic threat to global financial stability. What May 8th was really saying, the May 8th edition is telling you something that follows directly from May the 1st. Last week, and attackers harvested credentials from AI tools and frameworks. The week ending May 8th, the question is what happens when those credentials land in the hands of an attacker who also has AI powered vulnerability discovery? GitHub's internal infrastructure had a vulnerability that human researchers had not found. AI found it, Wiz Research was doing this defensively. The same methodology, AI reverse engineering closed source binaries, is available to attackers. The only question is who runs it first. The Canvas incident adds another dimension. Shiny hunters targeting intelligence, their specific understanding of educational governance structures, budget cycles, and who has the authority to authorize a payment, reflects the kind of organizational analysis that AI makes dramatically easier. This is not a group that broke in and grabbed whatever they could find. They understood the target deeply before they arrived. Let me connect the 2 weeks plainly. On May the 1st, attackers were inside, AI tools stealing credentials. On May the 8th, AI was discovering the vulnerabilities those credentials unlock. That is not a coincidence. That is a methodology. Compromise the integration layer, harvest the access, then use AI to find what access can, what that access can reach. The IMF's, the International Monetary Fund's language this week is important. They said, and I am paraphrasing, that defenses will inevitably be breached, so resilience, limiting how far incidents spread, and ensuring rapid recovery must become the primary design principle. That is the fund responsible for global economic stability saying that the old model, build a wall, keep attackers out, build a wall, keep the attackers out, is structurally insufficient against what AI augmented attacks can now do. The proof point figure from last week, 42% of organizations already affected by AI security incidents. That was the week of the 1st of May. I'm not even talking about this week. By AI security incidents, and the GitHub figure from this week of ending May 8th. 88% of enterprise server instances still unpatched after 55 days are telling the same story. The gap between attacker capability and organizational response is widening. That gap is where the damage happens. What this means for your organization as a medium-sized organization of 200 plus people, I want to leave you with 3 things that follow directly from the last 14 days. That was last week's week ending May 8th. Intelligence, that was the intelligence of that period, May 1st to May 8th. First, your AI tool inventory is not optional anymore. If you do not have a documented list of every AI tool your teams are using, every browser extension, every API integration, every AI-powered productivity application, you are operating blind in the attack surface. That produced 42% of incidents last year. That inventory is the foundation of everything else. Second, patch cycles designed for monthly maintenance are not adequate for AI-augmented threats. GitHub's CVE had a 6-hour cloud fix, and 88% of enterprise instances still unpatched after 55 days. 55 days. If AI can develop an exploit in days, your patch window is days, not months. Build an emergency patch protocol for critical vulnerabilities now before you need it. Third, design for containment, not just prevention. The IMF's framing is correct. If the International Monetary Fund, mind you, the global financial institution. If their framing is correct, if a major platform you depend on, your development environment, your document management system, your communication infrastructure is compromised for 72 hours, what is your operational failback? What is your operational failback? Organizations that had documented continuity process, organizations that had documented continuity procedures survived the striker incident and the canvas disruption with significantly less damage than those that did not. Build those procedures before the incident, not during it. 2 weeks, 2 chapters of the same story. AI tools being used as entry points. AI systems being used to find what those entry points unlock. The AI breach report publishes every Wednesday and Friday, specifically because the threat landscape moves faster than monthly analysis can track. That's why I'm doing it now on a weekly basis. So those who are doing monthly analysis, they are very far behind. Me, I move with the times and I adapt and evolve. If this comparison was useful to you, subscribe, share it with a business owner who needs to hear it, and I will see you again this week because I have a Wednesday and Friday edition for this week. I am Frederick Wakliaka. This has been the AI Breach Report, analysis and special preview because of the significance of those the last week and the week before's issues, the previous 2 weeks. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back with more. You'll see me shortly.